Hi there, Robin here from Expert On, and today we're going to be talking about a Mackie mixer, the MIX8. Now, the MIX8 is a very, very popular mixer for Mackie, and funny enough, it's one of the oddballs in their line of product. Now, why do I start with saying it's an oddball in one of the line of products? Because it's called MIX8. Now, you think, oh, maybe that's just plain words because I only see 6 channels. And then you're thinking, well, okay, they're just, being that way. It's not something that, they have a running thing with. Mackie's very specific about being fair and honest about what they say and do. Now, they do say on the box that it is an 8-channel mixer, and it kind of threw me off, and I've tried to see if I can find it anywhere, and it doesn't really give any explanation in the actual instruction manual. But from actually looking at how to hook up diagram and where everything's being plugged in, I'm getting the impression that they've decided to stick with 8-channel and for the first time ever call the actual tape input channels. They're saying that this is 7 and 8 based on how the diagram has things plugged in. Now I think, well, it's not consistent because on their 5-channel there's actually literally 1 mic channel and 2 full sets of line inputs plus the tape as well. And the same thing happens with the 12. You have everything's across the top and then you have the line input. So I'm just calling Mackie out on that one that we noticed. Now, that being said, it's still like stupid popular. It's a lot of good reasons to buy a machine when you don't need all the bells and whistles and you need an actual reliable, dependable mixer, and you need to have at least 2 mic inputs. Now that's what's going to happen here. Price is absolutely awesome on it, and I think that's another reason why it's so popular. Now, that being said, it doesn't have any effects on it. It doesn't have USB capability. It doesn't even have an on-off switch on it. So, like the instructions say, if the weather's bad, make sure you unplug it for safety purposes. When you want to disconnect, this is the last thing you're going to end up having that you can turn off. Best you can hope for is to pull the power supply off the back. Now, that being said, it does give you all the most important features that you're going to want to have. All the Mix series machines do that. So the 5, the 8, and the 12. The 12 adding effects onto it, which is, an icing on the cake when it comes to that particular one there. So if you do want effects, but you do love the machine for every other reason, you can have a look at that one. Now, if we're going to cover over on the features, like I said before, we do have 2 mic inputs, and that gives us 2 gain inputs for those microphones. They don't give us any gain inputs on line 3 and 4, 5 and 6. So what I've done here, because it works better for me, is I've used, on the last channel 5 and 6, we've put in adapters. So we use these 1/4-inch RCA adapters to give us an unbalanced connection. And the reason why I do that is so this way, because I don't need them for any other reason, but in this case to plug my phone into, and then I just use my nice high quality RCA to 3.5 cable right on top of there. No worries. Now, what do we also see is right below it here on the channel 1 and 2 is that we're going to see our unbalanced or balanced 1/4-inch. So remember, if it's a microphone, it goes up here. If it's anything else, it's going to go down here. That's about as simple as if we can make that. When we follow the actual lines, again, they use color coding. They use the same colors on all their equipment, so that makes it very handy. It means that if you know how to drive a car, you should be able to drive any car. In this case, if you know how to use one good mixer, you should be able to use any good mixer. So, we've got the first 3 on top are basically our highs, mids, and lows. That's our 3-band EQ, and they do put it on all 4 sets of inputs across the top. So this way, even if you're using it on for your phone or a tablet or whatever not, and you're plugged in on top, or maybe that's your keyboard, anything like that, you'll still have the highs, mids, and low controls there. Then the next, the greens, that refers to auxiliary. That's part of the monitor output. So if I would need to listen to a specific channel off my monitor, I can do that using the auxiliaries. Then, even at this price point, very nice to see, we've got a pan. So left, right, control capability. So I can have it a little bit, I can have it a lot, I can have it all the way to the left or all the way to the right, just by controlling that. And then we have our level gains at the bottom. Sorry, our level inputs. Let's not throw anybody off there. Now, off to the side, we've got our main reference. So control room headphones shares the same knob. So we do have control rooms and a headphone jack on top. That's going to be here. That's also where we're going to get to hear our auxiliary channels, if that's what we're going to use it. And that'll be plugged in up on top here where it says auxiliary right up there. So, and we're also going to see, again, a main out. Now, again, to tighten up on the price point but not throw away the quality, they reduce the size of their LED meter. So you only get 2 greens, 1 amber, 1 red for left and right channel. So that's just tightening it up. Doesn't change the sound quality, it just means you got to pay a little bit more attention. There are 2 buttons up here, and they make reference to control room headphone, and I think they're referring to, because that's what it looks like they're doing exactly, is our in-output on our tape deck, because that's all umbrella under one section, is to give us the option there for the 2 control room or headphone, or 2 main, which is what this button here. So we get to choose what we're going to be doing with this. So again, if I'm using that as line input, it's kind of fixed. Whatever I'm feeding into, it's going to be solid. There's going to be no gain control on that or level control. So if that's what they're calling as channel 6 and 7, well, it's kind of weak on that point. But at the same time, it's nice to have these inputs. It's nice to have these capabilities off to the side and have that all into one package. So there we go. That's everything on it. Now, there are other models. We'll have them all referenced down below. This is a great solid piece if it has exactly what you're looking for on it. If you can afford to spend a little bit more on a Pro Series, not a bad way to go, but it has to make sense. So as this series goes, nice metal box, very durable. If you need something to just take with you to your friend's house when you're jamming, or something just to plug a couple of equipments in your rec room, not a bad machine, that is for sure. If you don't need all the bells and whistles of a consumer product that has a lot of extras, which are good, but you're going to compromise performance for convenience with all those extras, then again, another good reason to stick with this. So if you're looking for the other models comparisons, have a look down below. We'll put the links down there. We'll put links for all the details of this down below, and we'll get as much detail as we can in the description. Also, if you're looking for other models, they'll be there. If you have questions or comments, please leave them down below. That's how I can help you out. If you've got a question, if I've got time, I'll certainly take a chance to answer those questions and try and figure it out for you. Now, if you subscribe, thank you very much. If you haven't, please take a moment, hit that subscribe button, or hit our logo at the end of this video. That's always helpful. I'm Robin. You've been watching Expert Island, and this has been the Mackie MIX8. Talk to you soon. Bye now.